Fucking Amazon, that's who's winning Christmas. How you doing, everyone? And welcome to this, the Christmas Eve broadcast. It's Billy Kirkwood here. I hope you're absolutely fucking amazing. Wherever you're watching, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit that share button if you can. Make sure to like Braw Beard. This is going to be a weird one, guys, because it's just me. It's just me on my own. We just wanted to hit you up and say a very special thank you, first of all. Wherever you're watching tonight, hit me up in the comments. If you got any questions, if you got any messages for anyone, let me know. Pump them in there. I've started saying pump things in places instead of putting things in places, and I'm telling you, it is causing a lot of hassles when I'm actually trying to pump something, I can tell you that. So whatever you're watching tonight, hit us up in the comments. I would love to hear from you. What the bloody hell is Braw Cast, I hear you asking? Well, it's not just a podcast about beards. It's not just a podcast about beard oils and maintenance. I tell you what it is. It's a lifestyle podcast for men, women, children, not swearing, everything you could love about it. It's basically, that's what it is. We have on the show, we have a mixture of everyone from people that are ambassadors of Braw Beard, from MMA fighters to actors to pro wrestlers to musicians to just a little bit of everything, to barbers, and then we get a mixture of everything else. We have comedians, we have so much more. And this year, what a year it's been already. What a year it's been already. Not because it's been a complete decade of a year. There's no two ways about it. And this is the thing, when we started off Braw Cast, the whole point of it was meant to be, well, it was John's podcast originally, John Jackson, who, of course, runs, and he's messaging tonight. There he is. Way! There he is. The boss man's watching. The way it works is John had put it as part of his brand, and it grew into something completely different. It grew into something better. And this year, he's put the work in to make this something completely special. I've got to come on and be a part of this. Cheers for the Christmas jumper. Just a little bit of Krampus there, just to freak folk out. A couple of people saying hello, just before we get kicked off. Let's see, we got Willie Mandrick McMahon. Good evening, brawlers, all the way from sunny Springburn in Glasgow. It's also going to be a good way to connect, because obviously everyone's going to enjoy their Christmas tomorrow. Make sure it's a safe Christmas. Enjoy your family bubbly, whatever they're bloody calling it at Christmas. Make sure to look after yourself as well. It's going to be a weird one this year, man, because, like, so many weird... I know that some people are probably looking at me just now thinking, oh my God, he looks like Billy Connolly if you bought him off Wish. I have no idea. I look like with these glasses on and this jumper, I look like the wacky cunt that works in IT. I do apologise for the swearing. If this is your first time at broadcast, you might know that I don't mind swearing. In 2020, frankly, has just been... If 2020 were BDSM, we forgot the safe word. Do you know what I mean? Wherever you are, please make sure to look after yourself and stay safe when it comes about Christmas time. Because, like I say, it's been absolutely... It's been a ball bag of a year. And I've seen some weird things, man. Like, already in the last couple of days. But I've seen a neighbour accidentally peg himself on a bit of fence. I'm not joking. Bend down to pick up an hammer. Boom, right in his gaiman. It's been a weird couple of days. And the worst thing is, he made eye contact with me. He did it, and the noise changed as he went, ah, as he looked right at me. That means I'm part of his penetrative experience now. Things are going weird. It's lockdown turns us weird. I mean, what is it? I spend my time looking forward to walks. The postman coming, turning into a bloody dog. Might as well bark in the street. I'm going to shit in the street next. I'm going to start chasing foxes. Right, anyway, I'm losing my mind. We thank you wherever you're watching tonight. What year we had, the guests we've had from all over, all types. I mean, just a couple of... And the thing is, we love hearing from you guys. Please don't forget to message the page. I realise at this point, I feel like I'm on Babe Station and I'm like a goth version of ISIS. I'm just angrily ranting in a cupboard here. I'm like Anne Frank, and she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't give a fuck about the noise. It's all these topical references. I'll do really well. I've literally just heard my wife screaming at the kids, so it's going to be a weird one. So listen, before we kick off, we have kicked off. It's only going to be a short show tonight. Lots of people giving us some messages already. Grant, we want to say hi to Grant. Awesome picture of Tom Bacon from Blackadder. I'm on right quickly. Oh, it's not for me. We want to say hi to Grant and his family. Luke, let's see, Luke. I'm new to this podcast, only found out about it on Wednesday. Love it and can't wait to try some product. Good to hear, Luke. Good to hear. We've got ourselves another brother, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what we want. We've had so many weird messages in because obviously folk are in lockdown. It's turned us weird, man. It's turned us weird. You start thinking about what you're going to end up doing in this next period of lockdown. Apart from staying safe, don't forget, of course, I'll get this in because I know John's watching. You'll be able to order any products you order after today won't be getting dispatched until the start of January. So just in case you're thinking about the oils and that type of thing, you might turn weird. Who knows? You might turn weird sexually. You know, from Sutherland. So we're calling into East Coast to pick them up. That's awesome to hear. Give my love to Sutherland. I've not been down, Sunderland I should say. I've not been down actually gigging in there, God, since bloody last year, man. Just been sitting there watching the telly all the time. It's just, honestly, I don't know why I keep touching my tits. I feel like I'm on Babe Station or something. Do you know what I mean? Just, Babe Station's going to end up being me and a woman from Greg's One Boob Out. They're still hating it, son. That's what it's going to be in 6 months' time. Do you know what? I tell you what, if wherever you are and you're laughing, just clap and pretend it's a Thursday. People might go along. Right, we've got a bunch of messages coming in. People from all over the place. Where are you? Listen, I don't make fun where anyone's from. I'm broadcasting from Ayrshire, right? I'm so inbred. My mum is younger than me. Do you know what I mean, right? Things are going so bad here with COVID. We're basically patient zero at this point, right? Like, the most exciting thing that happens in our day is when one of the Waynes sits at the top of the stairs and pretends he's doing a chase. That's how bad it is. I'm Bradley Walsh now. I'm Bradley Walsh, right? Things are going so weird. Listen, when I get the house to myself, I'll go all weird, do all manner of things to myself. Honest to God, I started wanking backhand to try and see if I would change anything. I would like to apologise for that comment. Thank you, Luke, for joining in the podcast. Lots of people are going to be asking what kind of guests we're going to be getting on next year. This is the thing. We've had an amazing array of guests. I think this is episode number 37, right? Episode number 37. Emma's watching from Rutherglen. Good evening, Emma. I hope you and the family are amazing. Because we're doing it. We've had, let's see, I think this is episode 37. And this is technically season 2. I don't know if we're doing them in seasons anymore. If it's just going to be years. So that was 2020, the inaugural year. Now we're going on to 2021. And we've got some amazing guests lined up. We've got more interesting musicians, motivational speakers, loads of people coming in. We're hopefully going to have some more wrestlers. We know that went down, and actors. You guys love hearing from actors, and also more folk from the Brawtherhood. We're going to have more Brawtherhood specials. Hopefully, when the world opens back up, we'll be able to go more places. You know, there's a whole bunch. There's actually contingent. We're talking about doing live shows. That would be amazing. We don't know what's currently happening. There's lots of people want us to go up to Dundee, which I'm a little confused at, but excited about at the same time, right? Because loads of people want me to go up to Dundee. I don't know why. I think it's because, number one, let's see, what's the last thing? I used to do burlesque shows at a place called, was it Fat Sam's? Fat Sam's up. No, me, I didn't do the burlesque show myself. That would be horrible. Trust me, under this, because I've got my lockdown tits, I look like a melted candle. There's no two ways about it, right? Because I don't know about anybody else. We have had yoga instructors, we've had fitness instructors. We're going to get those guys back on. We're all going to get diesel in 2021, right? I can assure you we're all getting diesel in 2021. But I found out why I'd put on some weight during lockdown, right? I'd found out because I bloated, because it turns out that I am allergic to fuck all. Fuck all! I could eat anything. I could actually eat absolutely anything. And nothing would happen to me. Nothing would happen to me. Alright, Lewis is watching. Oh, Lewis, a previous guest. Great to hear from you, Lewis. Hope you're well. He's watching all the way from Hull. Someone saying William Andrew McMahon. Jack Jester was a broadcast highlight. Definitely. How's your tassel twirling, Billy? It's not terrible, to be honest. The thing is, right, I used to MC and be the comedian on burlesque shows, and I love doing them. It's great. I'm an old theatre lovey and that type of thing. But you take it to other comics. Maybe it's more single comics, I've no idea. But they're all Derek saying, it must be nice to seeing folk naked. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, I feel in my time, it's like, I've been married. I've been married 15 years. I found my wife. I raised her as my own. I've been married 15 years. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think I've completed fannies. I think I've seen them all. It's like football stickers. It's like, I just want a shiny and I can complete it. What's this? We've all seen you in the right corset and high heels. Don't kid yourself. Hey, it's back in the day. Do you know what I mean? I'll do anything to get things done. What was the last thing I saw in Dundee? I remember I saw a homeless woman in a wheelchair have a fist fight with another homeless woman in a wheelchair, right? Who's going to win that? Gravity, probably. I reckon at this stage it was like watching a Primark version of Robot Wars. It's one of the slightly weirdest things. And this has been lovely because, as well as this, right, I do a breakfast radio show, right? I don't want to boast, right? Things are going well for me. I've got 4 figures in my bank account, and one of them's a fucking minus. Do you know what I mean? Things are going well. Things are going well. But I also do a breakfast radio show, and I'm not allowed to swear in it. Just imagine how amazing that would be in the morning. And now here's Rita Ora, the fucking cow. Be brilliant. And I refuse to learn I refuse to learn anything about George Ezra. I refuse with stupid flat face. That's all I know about George Ezra. I just want to win the lottery. Here's what's happened. I win the lottery. And it's been a mental year, man. Right? If I win the lottery, what would I do? I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd buy all the tickets to a Maroon 5 concert, go on my own, buy all the tickets to the Hydro, go on my own, and boo them after each and every fucking song. Just imagine that Maroon 5 come on at the Hydro. Hey! And it's just me. Oh, aye, lads. This is happening. Come on. Play the whole concert. Come on, stage dive. Make it Maroon 4, you fucking dicks. Right, I'm going to get in about it in a second. Right, what a year it's been, of course. We hope you have stayed safe. Well, we are staying safe. One of the big things we want to talk about is this, certainly a broadcast. A running theme of it, you might remember, is certainly talking about people's mental health. And that's really part of the reason why we wanted to jump on here on the Thursday of Christmas Eve, because it's a hard time for lots of people. Some people are going to be spending Christmas, maybe not with their family and friends around them. I know that's hard for a lot of us at this time. And one of the biggest things is we want to make sure that, make sure you're heading out, you're keeping an eye on people, because that's the thing. Even though we live in this digital age, if you're able to watch this, you're able to do a Zoom call. Here's the thing, message your pal. Message your pal that maybe you've not spoken to all year. Maybe it's somebody you want to just think about doing. We're all about, as much as about taking care of here and here and here and here. We want to make sure we're taking care of here. So keep an eye on each other. It's a big thing we do. We're broadcasting, we're a brotherhood, wherever you are. And if you are listening to this podcast, you'll know that one of the big themes from this year has certainly been making sure to look after your mental health and not feeling bad about reaching out to someone else. You know, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. You gotta make sure, and it's something we want to continue to promote this year, because I know this has helped me. Do you know what I mean? And it's been a decade year, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Because at the start of the year it seemed so nice. Like what was like I remember going to my grand's 28th birthday party. She fucking wishes. Taking my gran out for like our 92nd birthday party, right? And the thing is, she fell out. I'll tell you what happened. It's not my fault. She's a 92-year-old woman, and she found out that I've been calling her a nickname behind her back, right? Because she's a wee Elsa granny, by her own admission, she looks like a wee old man, right? So for 20 years behind her back, I'd nicknamed her Granny's Veto, right? And I'll level with you, I thought it was a funny bit, but she did not fucking find it funny at all, and I wanted a mobility scooter. I'm out the will! What the fuck am I going to do? Although, then I got cheered up because I saw perhaps the smartest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I got on a bus in the middle of, it would have been in the middle of Glasgow about a month ago, and I saw this old woman, right? She was on the bus. She was lying there with the bus pass asleep like this. An inspector came on, woke her up, looked at the pass and went, "Madam, this is a month out of date." And she says, without even batting an eye, "Christ, I must have been asleep for fucking ages." You know what I mean? I'm going, "You show him in. Right, what's the plans for broadcast next year? We've got some other amazing guests. Here's the thing as well. Feel free to suggest someone. We're not above. I mean, we've had some amazing guests on. One of my absolute favourites, you might remember, we had the wonderful Tom Ury on, who's a musician and an actor. Loads of folk loved hearing from Tom. Was like Gavin Mitchell, of course, who's an actor, a writer, a director. And we've had comedians on like Michael Redmond, who a lot of you remember from Father Ted. So we're not above reaching people, because like I say, it's a mental health podcast as much as it is anything else. So we want to make sure that you're staying well, because if you look after yourself, you're your biggest asset. We're all just normal people. Do you know what I mean? I'm a normal guy. I've got a special jug in my bathroom for washing my hair. One of them guys. Do you know what I mean? I select my crisp by the colour of the bag. Do you know what I mean? And Walkers and Golden Wonder, get it fucking sorted out. They should be the same colours. Don't get me bloody started. For a start, red is not ready salted. It's dark blue. Lighter blue is salt and vinegar, and green is cheese and onion. Come at me, bro. Come at me if you've got a problem with it. Like, maybe we'll just do a special like that. And we are talking about doing some other specials as well. We're talking about doing like round table ones. Lots of you guys love the wrestling thing, doing it with musicians, or maybe just people sharing memories. We've actually had a couple of bikers on. We've had a couple of competitive MMA stars on, and we thought about trying to do some specials of those guys in the new year. And I want to tell you some of the guests that we're talking to, but I can't because we don't want to screw things up. But in theory, we're going to get on some big names. That's what we're after, you know. But once again, it's Christmas time. Wherever you are, we hope you're looking after us. Oh, we got a quick hi. Hey, from Boozy Tortoise. Hey, Boozy Tortoise. Congratulations on your name. That's an absolutely built one. But listen, we just wanted to reach on, jump on, I should say, and say hello to everyone, particularly during this period, because again, we know it's a hard time. It is a hard time. This has kept me going, I won't lie, because it's, you know, during lockdown, there's been no stand-up gigs, not been able to get out and do those. And when John reached out and went, I would love you to be the host, and we figured out how mental is it this world? Like, how mental is it this world that we're now able to record and stream a live show like this that goes all across the internet, and we get to reach people all around the world. We have people watching this in New Zealand. We have people watching this in Australia, across America. So we always say it's your show. Me and John just we're just kind of pulling the strings of what we're doing here. And he's a big boss man. He knows what's going on. And like I say, it's really good because it's been a mental year. Like the elements of this year started off like I caught my dad playing. Wanking over a set of nudie playing cards I got him when he was on holiday, which is still one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, it was going nice, but there he was, swiping and pumping like some pervert croupier. Swiping pumps. I admire it, in all fairness. I admire it. Okay. I mean, he can't work his stairlift, but he could wank like a pervert croupier. And Moscow. Is that Moscow or Moscow? I'm not sure, Grant. We'll say Moscow. I think it's Moscow. But and then this year is taking turn. People have lost someone. People have been sick, and it's been a hard year for everyone. Sorry, I don't want anyone to think that I'm being flippant about these things, but it is. It's meant a lot, and the whole thing is like the Brawtherhood have done amazing to reach out to people, and we've all lost someone during this year. Like there you go. I'm talking about my dad. My dad passed away in August this year, and lots of people from the Brawtherhood and that listen to this podcast were so lovely, and they reached out and they said, "I hope you're okay, man." And yeah, I was okay because of that support. And I think it's really important that this Christmas and New Year and going into the start of next year, we'll do our best to look after each other. Make sure to check in on your pal, you know, because I'm at that age now, man. I'm at that age. I'm like, I'm old enough. I'm worried because I'm about to get into that age bracket where I'm going to have to start going to the doctors, not just for mental health checks, but, you know, for other checks. And I'm dead worried. After watching my neighbour peg himself on a fence, I'm dead worried, man. You know what I want? You keep hearing about those drinks that people have to get before they go to a doctor's appointment, and they drink it and it completely clears them out. Man, if I'd have known that recipe for that drink when I was 19, half of Scotland would have went down, mate. Would have went absolutely down. I'm just going to make special provisions for my will. Really weird stuff. Like, I don't know. I know what I'll do. I'll tell you what, don't waste any money on a coffin. Go to Curry's, buy a fridge. They're 250 quid. Just bung me in that. That's what the plan is. Or antlers. That's what. Or Superman a costume. Ryanair flight, Superman costume. Boof. I've got it all sorted. I'm only joking. I make light. That's what I do. And the thing is, we know you guys just do because everyone here in the Brawtherhood has such an amazing sense of humour and an amazing life about them. And we really appreciate you listening to the podcast, especially these ramblings here on Christmas Eve. Whatever you're going to do, look after yourself, look after each other. We are going to see you in the new year. We've got some great guests coming along. Don't sit there and just watch Christmas telly. Don't sit there. God, if you were watching fucking Suddenly Seeking Susan, which is like a film for the 80s starring Madonna. I didn't even know Madonna had been in films. Have you seen her videos over, like, she keeps posting videos of her, like, topless. She had one where she had, like, a cane and stuff like that. What are you doing? Am I the only person that doesn't find Madonna attractive anymore? With her pointy face and her old man hands beginning to wank of a kestrel. None of this is clever. I appreciate that. But listen, we really appreciate you listening to the show. You can still make sure you get some Braw Cast products. You may order them in the new year. Loads of people got the Santa Bros ones, and we appreciate you listening to the show each and every week. We've got some great guests coming. Feel free to suggest. Stay in touch and look after yourself. You know, it's a weird one, but we might not be together with friends and family, but we're all under the same sky, and we're going to get to see them all together very, very soon. We will see you when we are back for our first show of 2021. 2021, which is going to be on Thursday the 7th. We're going to give you news about who the guest is on that very, very soon. Clearly, my wife has started on Christmas dinner because literally just behind that door is every child in Ayrshire. This is going to be fun. It's going to be good. This has been fun. Because I tell you what, I've been doing these online gigs, and some of them have been great, but some of them have been looking at me like they've been trying to figure out what breed of dog I am. So you see them, it's like really posh people, like CEOs of giant mortgage companies going, look at this, also. Look at this. Oh, it's one of those poor people. Let's buy him. Let's buy them. Let's buy them. I haven't had anything like that yet, and I'd sell it at a moment's notice. I took a cock for $4,000. I'm making that clear. And I'm always worried about saying that in case one day the Brawtherhood just decide they're going to have like a big whip round and call my bluff. And there'll be me on New Year's Day, my wife shouting, "Suck it, you prick!" I don't want to see it. It was just a joke. I took a turn. This Christmas, look after yourself. Going into the new year, look after yourself. Braw Cast will be back on January the 7th. And we'll hope you join us then. Don't forget, you can listen to all the archive episodes now. We're completely up to date. You can listen to it wherever you go. The Braw Cast podcast is now on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on Podbean. It's in all the good places you'll find podcasts. And don't forget, you can check the archive as well. Head over right now to Braw Beard, I should say, their very own YouTube page and social media. We've got big plans for 2021, as I know many people do, but we're going to kick it right in its fucking hole. We're going to turn 2021's brown eye blue. You mark my words. I'm sure I'm probably going to get an email about the swearing, but let's go for it anyway. Look after yourself, everyone, and we'll see you on the other side. Cheers. We're not actually done yet. We're not done yet. There's just a couple of other quick bits of business. All joking aside, really make sure to look after yourself and others this year. And if you are struggling, we want to make sure that you realize that you are not alone. There are plenty of organizations, there are plenty of agencies and charities that have been set up in order to help you. Reaching out and having someone to talk to is the most important thing. If you feel you are struggling, try and let those stresses melt away by talking them out with a friend. It might be hard, but it's something that we've said since day one. You might remember when we had Gavin Mitchell on the show. We want to make sure that you are looking after yourself and others. All right. Now, this is the weird bit because normally I play a video, but the majority of people look like they've left, so they think we're done. So instead, I'm just going to stand here until the video finishes. I thought it would have finished by now. This is awkward, isn't it? Has anybody else got a stoner? I haven't either.